Have you ever wondered how much a divorce actually costs? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll explore the ins and outs of divorce costs, the legal process, and what you can expect when going through a divorce. Let's begin by understanding the legal reasons for a divorce. In the past, you had to state the reason why your marriage had irretrievably broken down. However, new laws have been introduced, making the divorce process easier. Now you simply have to state that the marriage has broken down without placing blame on the other person. This is known as a no-fault divorce, allowing both parties to petition for the divorce as a joint application. But what if your partner doesn't want the divorce? Well, under the new rules, you can still get a divorce even if your partner doesn't want to end the marriage. They won't be able to contest the divorce as they could before. This change aims to make the process more amicable by removing the finger-pointing and blame of the past. Now let's talk about what you might be entitled to in a divorce. As part of the process, you may be entitled to a share of the money and assets, including property and pensions. This could include marital assets or even assets that are not in your name, such as the family home if it's solely in your spouse's name. However, it's important to note that the division is not always 50-50, but should be decided based on what is considered fair. Unfortunately, there are costs involved in getting a divorce. These can include an application fee, the fees for a divorce lawyer, and potentially court fees. However, the introduction of no-fault divorces aims to make the process more amicable and reduce the need for mediation or court action, ultimately lowering the overall cost and stress of a divorce. Now let's address the burning question: how much does a divorce actually cost in the UK? According to Money Helper, the average cost of a divorce is now just under £14,500. However, it's crucial to understand that this figure includes various expenses, such as lifestyle change expenses, as well as the cost directly related to the divorce process itself. For example, if you need to start renting a new place after the separation, that would be considered a lifestyle change expense. Several factors can influence the cost of your divorce. These include whether you can reach an agreement without mediation services or court action, the extent of legal services and advice you require, whether you qualify for financial support or legal aid, and factors such as owning property, having children, or owning a business. Each of these elements will play a role in determining the overall cost of your divorce. However, there may be mitigating circumstances that could influence who pays the cost. In some cases, if one spouse has significantly more financial resources than the other, the court may order the wealthier spouse to contribute towards the other person's legal fees to ensure that both parties have access to legal representation. This is known as a costs order. While divorce costs can add up, there are several ways you can reduce the financial burden. Here are a few strategies. Mediation. Opting for mediation can be a more cost-effective alternative to going to court. A mediator helps to facilitate discussions and negotiations between both parties to reach mutually agreeable decisions. Collaborative divorce involves each spouse working with their own attorney but committing to resolving issues outside of court. This approach can save both time and money. If you and your spouse can agree on the terms of your divorce, you may consider a DIY divorce. Online resources and guides can help you navigate the process without hiring attorneys. Depending on your financial situation, you may qualify for legal aid, which provides free or reduced cost legal assistance. Eligibility requirements vary, so it's worth exploring this option. It's important to note that the costs discussed so far are based on the average expenses for a straightforward divorce. Complex cases involving significant assets, child custody disputes, or disputes over alimony can significantly increase the cost. Additionally, the fees and regulations may vary depending on your jurisdiction, so it's essential to consult with a local attorney or legal expert for accurate information. Divorce costs can vary depending on several factors, including the complexity of the case and the extent of legal services required. While the average cost of a divorce in the UK is around £14,500, it's crucial to consider all the associated expenses, such as lifestyle changes and potentially court fee. By exploring alternatives like mediation, collaboration, and DIY options, you can potentially reduce the financial burden of a divorce. Remember to seek professional legal advice to understand the specific costs and implication based on your situation. Even with the most amicable of divorces, it can still be worthwhile to consult with a solicitor for expert advice on how to proceed. These days, there are many online solicitors that work out cheaper and easier than meeting in person. JustAnswer, for example, only costs £5 for a trial, which could be far less than a traditional in-person meeting. One of my colleagues used their services and saved over £270 on an outstanding parking ticket. I've linked that offer in the description below, and if you use that, you'll also be supporting Money Nerd, so thank you.